is which tracks suit which car. And we saw the year of New Mexico have a great qualifying effort, and it's one weekend to the next. There's
Hopefully I'm
surprises
not
to be seen.
getting too much in your space.
Tracks that
Thank
suit different
you,
cars,
sir. Yeah, I
and
won't. I
I'm
promise
very
I won't
curious to
touch
see how those guys do this
Film
weekend
as much as you want.
with their new livery.
Met him at Macau all those years ago.
He kind of performs the same function as Rick Mears does for Roger Penske.
Yeah.
He can talk driver.
Yeah, and there's a lot of that in Indy too. Dario obviously plays a role. Stefan Johansson still. It's a good guy to have. You're on about.
Yeah, I mean, there are certain drivers who have obviously, lived through experiences, not necessarily coaches, but oftentimes in racing there are driver coaches for teams, and we don't necessarily focus on that in Formula One as much. Obviously, this is the top level, but sometimes it is helpful to have an extra set of eyes on on line usage, on brake shapes, different ways to apply the power, and say, hey, you know what? Maybe try this. What do you think about this? Because you're trying to find every hundredth, every thousandth of a second here, and another opinion from an experienced driver who's had success in the past, you can't ignore it.
And can spot
Watching George Russell. His tires.
Great job.
Swerving back and forth across the track. 22:15 to go in this session. A little early for qualifying simulations, but maybe George likes the fact that half the field is in the pits, so he's going to have a fairly empty racetrack.
Aston Martin, like most of the teams, bringing a special rear wing specifically for Vegas, and it's going to be interesting to see when they really trim it. I mean, you can answer this one from the 500. You go from really, just doing laps to suddenly, we're taking the rear end off. We're taking the rear wing off, Connor. Now go for quick ones.
Yeah, I mean, reducing the rear downforce of the car. I mean, certainly, on a course like this, or a street course like this, downforce is a driver's best friend, and when you take away that, well, it becomes a bit more of an angry